Today marks 1 year since the catastrophic mid-air collision in the skies over Reagan National Airport that killed 67 people. It's an accident federal investigators ruled this week could have been avoided.
Yeah, families of the victims spent the day grieving and remembering their loved ones together, gathering at a crash site for 2 private memorials. Our chief investigative reporter, Eric Flack, has been covering the federal investigation for us, as well as speaking with family members demanding change. Flack, still hard to believe. I know all of us were covering that story that evening, that it's been a year ago today.
Yeah, I remember working with you that night and into that morning, Larry. Family members tell me this has been a more painful year than they could have ever imagined. 1 year ago, all 64 people aboard American Airlines Flight 5342 and 3 people in an Army Black Hawk helicopter were killed in that mid-air collision near Reagan National Airport. The American flight was just seconds from landing. Passengers could actually see the runway lights from their windows. Out of respect for grieving families, no cameras were allowed during private memorial ceremonies held Thursday. American Airlines coordinated 2 emotional site visits for families and friends, one this morning at the airport and another this afternoon when loved ones were brought by boat to the crash site on the Potomac River. Last night at Constitution Hall, hundreds of family members and first responders gathered to celebrate the lives of those who died while awarding medals to the first responders who worked for weeks in the aftermath of the crash.
We didn't want this week just to be about sorrow. We wanted to replace some of that feeling with a feeling of gratitude, which is something that we all really truly feel for all of the people that both ran to the aid of our loved ones, putting their own lives and mental health at risk, along with some of the partners that we formed along the way that have helped us with passing legislation and doing other types of really impactful work.
Tuesday, a National Transportation Safety Board report described systematic failures that led to the devastating crash. Board members said they were deeply troubled by years of ignored warnings about helicopter traffic dangers and other problems that, if addressed, could have prevented the collision. Tonight on WUSA 9 Plus at 6:30, we will look back at the crash, the victims, the investigation, and we're going to take a deeper dive into whether it's safe for your family to fly in and out of Reagan National Airport. Guys, back to you.
Point, because there are a lot of people who have a considerable amount of flying anxiety because of this accident, and additionally because of what we've learned as a result of the investigation.
And we spoke with the chair of the NTSB about that very question, Les.
All right, we'll talk more about it later. Thanks so much, Flack.
All right.